Following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. And here we are right now, Adventures from the Shed, coming to you in the online fashion. You will find us on places like, Apple Podcasts. I think we're still on like TuneIn Radio, Stitcher Radio. You can find us on Spotify, all over the place. Wherever your podcasts go to nest, you will find us nesting as well. Use your device, find it, get us loaded up. We're going to get back to the game that our illustrious Eli has been running for us. We're going to go around and say hi. I'll start with myself since I'm a player here. I'm Joe. I am playing Jonesy Joneson, who is kind of like a laid-back, spiritual, go-with-the-flow kind of guy who can, kind of fix stuff and be in touch with the spirit world deal. Or at least he thinks so, of all of those things. And I'll pass it over to the next guy.
Yeah, I'm Zeb. I'm playing Crawford Barlett. He likes soup, as we found out in the last episode. That is pretty much his only personality trait so far.
I swear, when you said you wanted, I think it was a cold soup, I thought that she was going to come back with like a milkshake and tell you it was it was a frozen dairy soup.
Nope, I got the soup medley, where it was just the random things that they had at the restaurant.
Well, let's pass it over to the other player.
Did you say random? Oh, by the way, my name is Randy, and I play I sick, you sick, we all sick, and I'm a crazy lunatic of a person, and no one understands me, and I'm insane.
Isaac is, I think, pretty much a syllable away from psycho at just about any moment.
Pretty much. And speaking of psycho,
thanks for that.
Psycho and fun.
I feel, regardless, I am Eli. I am going to be running our Chronicles of Darkness adventure here. So
I thought it was World of Darkness.
The world of the Chronicle of the Darkness.
The only reason I keep thinking is because when I do the show title, I usually put the game system in it, and if you've noticed, it is WoD. And I looked as soon as you said that, and I'm like, it's W, man. Anyway, it's just a sticking point because it's right at the top of my screen as we're looking at. Anyway,
all right,
go for it, Eli.
Now that the producers are all done yelling at me,
yeah, so I should have gone behind the scenes for that.
We can go ahead and start our recap of the last session. We actually had a fair bit of excitement. So since we have 3 players here, I'm going to go ahead and flip a coin to decide which one of you guys is going to give us our recap.
If it lands on the side, it's me.
So your heads, your tails.
But he's not telling us who. Did you just eat it?
Maybe.
All right, Eli's going to eat a coin. We're going to wait for him to pass it through his system. And when it comes out...
It's a real magic
Zeb,
trick.
it's you, Zeb. Hell. Nickel tastes terrible.
Right. Nickel tastes terrible. Must be Zeb. Got it.
That's pretty par for the course.
Yeah.
So what happened last time? What did we do? We're
Previously on Adventures from the Shed.
Yeah, we're 3 investigators. We're part of a research team coming down to this town, which insert name here.
It's Wawa, Kentucky. That's our home base. This is called Capuna Nueva.
Okay, so we were in Capuna Nuevo in Texas, southern Texas. We were looking for a missing person, part of our organization. Upon arriving, we stayed at the worst motel humanly possible that had very few amenities, including an iron, which was very integral to the story.
Flat clothes, man.
Today we find out they broke the ironing board.
Damn it.
We went and got something to eat. That's where I found out I like soup. And then
that's a shirt.
Yeah, that's where I found out I like it. Has to be the whole thing.
Just a cowboy from Arby's that says I like soup.
But I believe Isaac ran into the person working for the motel, and he drummed up a lead for one of his associates to find this person that we are currently in search of. We also went down to the church where he was last seen, and Joe used super spiritual power to find a broken wristwatch.
Roughly translated, the slow guy felt up a statue.
Yeah. Whilst Joe was feeling up the statue, Isaac went absolutely ape shit on one of the
Richard, or was it Richard? Richard, yes.
that was it. It was on Richard. You made Richard pee his pants. He worked at the church, and
What a pansy.
he called the police on us. And the last thing that happened was Isaac took a run for it. He failed miserably, and the police tackled him through a fence and put him in the back of the police car.
I got to see if I recorded this right. Eli, was it People's Mission Bridge of the Fellowship Harvest Church of the Valley?
Yes.
Wow, I got that right. No, you said it was just Church of the Valley. But
most people will call it Church of the Valley.
They don't call it PMFHCV.
They probably
don't call it Pumafaka.
I was just going to say, they probably sounded out. This is Pumafaka or church.
Does anybody have anything else they want to add into the recap before we move on?
I did have a question as far as the cops, and maybe you'll get this as you set the scene for us again. But as far as I remember, the police were only going after Isaac, not Crawford and Jonesy. And that was a question that I had. But like I said, if you want to just put that in as part of filling in the scene, that's cool.
I will go ahead and get to that as we move into the session proper. Anybody else with any last second additions and or questions?
We're trying to repair the watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
We know that the town is full of a bunch of aggressive people. We know that for sure.
And at least one more now.
Yeah. Well, aggressive people and one lunatic.
There you go.
So we ran into some thugs that were kind of mean. The guy who actually helped us without giving us a name also didn't give us a name to his helper that he was trying to get us in contact with. So people are just aggressive for almost no reason, it seems, or with little reason. I did kind of get in their faces a bit. It was fun.
A bit. You threatened an old lady.
She had it coming, okay?
She did. Her and her lack of iron accommodations. How evil was she?
Oh no, you can't walk to another room.
Deficiency.
Yeah. In more ways than one.
Alrighty. So, for the most part, that is all accurate information. On the note of the motel clerk not giving you the name of his associate, he said that he's the type of man that will find you when he's available.
That doesn't work for me. I'm in jail.
Oh well. On the note of being in jail, yes, you were taken into police custody. You weren't arrested in any formal capacity. You were thrown into the back of the squad car where you found at the end of the episode with a quick blink of your eyes, you would realize, oh no, that's just an empty seat. Darn.
Oh no, I think Jonesy's going to try to sleep with the seat.
Whenever Isaac ends an episode, another episode begins.
Oh, right.
You would have been taken to the police station to begin the processing, at least so they can try to find something to actually pin on you. So
you guys didn't read me my Mirandas, so now you guys can get sued.
We'll move on to the rest of the group. Your friend is forcefully pushed into a squad car, and you take the opportunity to get out of sight before any other police officers show up.
Cool.
You do manage to stay out of direct line of sight from the officer, as he is kind of focused on getting this uncooperative individual put away. So you're able to find some little alleyways, roadways, in the backs of these people's yards, taking a liberal approach to escape. You do jump a few people's fences, actually walk through their yards. There's a close call with a chihuahua at one point, but you managed to get out of there in time. You find yourself at the edge of a nice little public park before you're comfortable taking a breath and really taking stock of the situation. We established at the end of the last session that Jonesy was able to figure that he could probably get this busted piece of tech working again, but he knows he doesn't have the tools on hand for it. You're going to have to go to a hardware store. Will probably have what you need, but any sort of computer repair place is definitely going to.
Yeah, I was going to look for essentially a Radio Shack.
Yeah.
Or a Shadio rack. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like whichever of the two of you, that is Crawford and Jonesy, feels more comfortable doing so, go ahead and roll me a manipulation or composure resources. And this is to try and minimize the effects that buying specialized tools is going to have on your resource pool.
Okay, so you want composure and resource.
Yes.
Okay, so I have 4 there. What do you have, Zeb?
I also have 4 composure.
You do the roll then. I don't want to be the first failure.
Okay.
I will be every subsequent failure. I don't want to be the first.
You're not the first failure.
This session.
Mr. We All Sick was the first true failure at a dramatic failure. That's why he got tackled through the fence.
Hey, you know what? The Dex is fine. It was the athletics that got me in.
He got
him not getting processed yet made me think of something else that I wanted to ask you, Eli. I know you had mentioned that it's a common practice that we say like we're park rangers. Do we carry like fake park ranger ID? Because I was thinking when he gets processed, are they going to find some like fake park ranger badge or something?
You would not have any sort of like official looking ID like that. You would have a fake ID. That would be a standard piece of equipment that any field or research team would have in a scenario, just a scenario like this.
Okay. That was actually part of the reason I was asking if Crawford and Jonesy were being stalked or caught by the police or not, because I was thinking of what we were going to do to try and get out of it. So that's good to know that we do carry a fake ID.
All right.
Just rolling composure. We have 2 resource points.
Composure and resource. So if you have 2 composure and 2 resource. Together. Yeah.
Wait, say that one more time.
You'll roll them both together.
Okay, so there's
you said you have 4 dots total.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let me just.
Yeah, you could just roll that many d10s then. Yep. To make it easy enough. Yeah.
6 d10. Ugh.
That's kind of nothing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah. You figured it was going to be a long shot, but yeah, nobody really haggles in this day and age. At least not if you're going to an actual store.
Okay.
You do end up paying full price, and it is some rather pricey gear until an action is taken which could reasonably up your resources. You will now be considered as having resources 1.
Okay.
All right.
I am going to uncircle that circle. Got it.
But you do now have all of the tools that you need to get the watch running and to compile and read the data that is on it.
Okay. Do we still have the crappy hotel room? Because I'm going to need a spot, because when I start pulling this apart, all these little bits, I don't want to be sitting at a park bench and just having things fall apart.
I think we have it for 13 more days, something like that.
Yeah. It's got an ironing board. No iron.
Definitely got an ironing board.
Yep.
I don't care about the iron, at least not yet. Although apparently that's probably just as hard to get as these specialty tools. The iron was a little bit of a chore for Isaac.
That's going to be the rarest find.
Yeah. But I guess barring any other thing that we would have to do, Eli, I would say that Jonesy would just head back to the hotel to be able to spread things out on the desk in the room and get it going.
All right. Would Zeb want to make any stops?
I'm assuming that I probably won't be able to get Isaac out of because he's still going through processing. If that was going to be the route, if one of us had to post bail or something like that.
You can make any assumptions that you like.
Oh boy.
You could pretend to be the governor and call and tell them they need to release that guy they just picked up. What you got for listen to me trying to think I know the rules. What you got for like manipulation and persuasion?
Not great.
Damn,
I'm not doing that.
If only you had high points in manipulation and politics.
Yep.
Well.
That's not I didn't even know there was a politics. I got nothing.
Yep.
I guess since some time of day has passed, we might be able to get some. Well, no, because that guy's supposed to reach out to us. So I guess I'll just join Jonesy.
All right.
Back at the hotel.
He's gonna Crawford's gonna get back to the hotel room and take all of Isaac's shirts and fold them weird so that they're more wrinkled when he gets back to the room.
That's so mean.
Not like scrunch them up or like put them in a pile. Just like take all of them and just fold them diagonally along the front.
Yeah.
So they just have a big old crease.
Exactly.
Just one crease.
It's so obvious. So I'm thinking everything Jonesy does is going to have some kind of mystical woo thing to it, kind of like the feeling up the statue deal. But what I'm thinking is before he starts working on it, he'd go into some like little meditation, hold his arms out and his eyes closed and pretend to feel the breeze of the universe before picking up the tool and fixing the watch. It's going to be a surreal experience for him. Everybody else probably just like, what's that idiot doing?
He's going through his process. Don't bother him.
Yeah.
So then, for the Watcher's repair, I'm going to need for you to give me either an intelligence computer at a -2 penalty or a wits craft at a -2 penalty if you're using your electronic specialization.
This would be wits and craft then, because that would be the best. I have 3 wits, 5 crafts. And you said with the specialization, what happens?
A specialization increases your dice pool by 1, and this roll is made with a 2 penalty.
Okay, so I have, let's see, that would be 8. So 2 penalty. Let me roll 6 10s. Is
you took 5 in crafts?
Yeah. No, I think it was 4. Hold on a second. Let me just double check. Because I was counting them up. I had 7 there. I have 3 wits, 4 crafts, 1 specialization. So that'd be 8. And you said -2. So I rolled 6.
Okay. Yep.
And that looks pretty good. I did get a 1, but I got 2 10s and 2 8s.
Would you like to re-roll any of those 10s?
I guess this is one part where I don't understand the rules enough to know why would I.
Because people like rolling dice sometimes.
Well, I'll roll the dice, but if you say if I roll it and I don't roll like an 11, I die. I'm not rolling it because it's a 10-sided die. I don't know what the downsides are or what the benefits are. I guess that's the part I don't remember.
The downside is if you roll a 1, it takes away a success. The upside is if you roll a success, you just add an additional success.
As it stands,
I'm going to go. I feel really good about the tool the guy sold me. It's a super high quality tool. That's why it costs so much. And yeah, and it is working so well. I think that this is. I don't need to go any farther with it. I don't need to push my luck.
All right.
I'm feeling like 4 successes and 1 failure probably isn't going to hurt me here.
3 total successes is really good.
Cool.
And it's Just a shame you didn't want to push for 5. So on 3 successes.
Oh, now you did it. I'm going to stick with the 3, but just because you said that, I'm going to click it. This doesn't count, but I'm going to see what would have happened. Okay.
I'm going to roll an extra
2 more.
2d10.
I would have had 1 more success, but that's it. I wouldn't have gotten the 5 that
we
you
can't
said.
make that call though.
Yeah.
We don't know. You rolling that later, change the outcome. The universe was not in the same space.
Definitely. There was definitely a different breeze. The breeze was coming from northwest at that point in time, man. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'll go with the 3. Yes.
So with 3 successes, you are able to get the watch in mostly working order. There are functions that you're just not able to access. Of course, those components are just gone, shattered, reduced to atoms. But you are able to, looking over the information you managed to salvage, you realize that this is Victor Cruz's fitness tracker. The data is scattered across a 3-month period. With what little info you were given in your mission brief, there are 2 sections of data that were within Cruz's mission time. The first is what looks to be an increased number of steps in their day, along with 3 warning messages. 1 about an extended workout, and the other 2 warnings are about hydration and nutrition.
I'm calling you about your extended workout, T.
The second data set is dated for 2 days after those warning messages. The only bits of note are an elevated heart rate and a disconnected from user error.
Okay. So he was forced to run on a treadmill as torture or something. What does this mean, Crawford?
It could mean a whole lot of stuff. I mean, have you ever eaten a whole pizza by yourself? It gets your heart racing.
Yeah, and I did get disconnected from stuff, man. Not from the toilet. So he definitely had some problems, man. I wonder what it was. How about Eli? How about GPS location? I don't know if you'd covered that, but do we know where he was when these things happened?
No, the fitness tracker does not keep track of that statistic.
Okay.
What was the most recent before the disconnection from user? Was that the high intensity?
Yeah. So Cruz's mission started about a month ago, and the only 2 pieces of data that are within that mission time are those 2 points. I've updated the handout in the Roll20 system to allow you to read the information that I gave out to you.
The busted tech. Cool.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So that means that he was running from something, and then it fell off his wrist at the church. So he either ran to the church while running away from something, or something bad happened at that church.
Yeah, that statue was, well, whack, man. It was like, patched, and I don't know. It just wasn't right.
Couldn't have put it more poetically myself. Very whacked out statue.
Definitely. Is there anything, and I might be pushing too much into this, and you can tell me if that's like the end of the data, but is there any way to find out, like, what was there an account that this linked to that we could go to get more information or anything like that? Because I'm thinking we have a laptop, and I'm thinking that I've worn fitness watches, so I'm like, there's usually a website you can go to also find more data that you might not be able to get from the watch. And does the watch give us info to look there or anything?
What I'm going to say that from what you're able to gather in this watch, you're not able to find any specific account info, but it is a very particular brand of fitness tracker. So presumably going to their site, you should be able to find some sort of, as you said, more long form statistics.
Yeah. Okay.
you just wouldn't have access to those login credentials. Everything that most of what you're finding on this watch is really just data stored locally on it.
Okay. All right. I think that may be the end of where I'm looking at for the watch. And to your point, I wouldn't have the credentials, and I was thinking, I don't think Jonesy would be a hacker. That doesn't make sense.
No.
No.
He feels his way through it.
Yeah. I mean, if I knew the guy, I could probably intuit a password or something, but I didn't know the guy really.
All
right. So I don't want to say it's a dead end. I think it's actually good info. But man, did this guy have a hard time before he got, disconnected.
In case it wasn't obvious, the timestamp for the disconnected from user error does match up to within a few hours of when Cruz was alleged to have disappeared.
Okay.
All right. As much as I hate to say it, I think we're going to have to go back to that church. But we got to figure out what's going on with Isaac. I mean, I know the man took a bullet for us, but we got to do something.
Well, I don't know, man. Like maybe we can find out what he's doing, but if he's, okay for now, I think going to the church without him might be smarter because he's the one that caused the problems. Even though they didn't like me touching the stone dude, he's the one that kind of, took an iron to their head, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
Enough
get
time.
yeah, reason in there. Maybe we should change clothes or something. And
we could put on Isaac's wrinkled shirts. And show up.
Not that guy.
We show up to the police station to bail him out wearing his clothes. And carrying an iron.
What the hell is going on here?
Like we're all different heights and stuff, and like no,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think changing is a good idea, and I don't know. I assume we could like stop by the church on the way to the jail, even if it's not on the way. Yeah. I'm sure we could just make a route of it. But I would say, yeah, definitely, we want to stop by the church, man, and then see what's up with Isaac. I mean, they'll feed him, I'm sure.
I need to double check that wicked, whacked out statue.
Could definitely check that out more. There's something so wrong with it that I need to know it. Dude.
Okay. So you want to stop by the church first?
Yeah. Do you want to take a scene break and let Randy deal with the cops, or are you not there?
Yeah, that's what I was going to move on to. But I wanted to know for certain what you were going to have your characters moving towards.
Yeah, Zeb, I think that sounds like something Crawford and Jonesy would do. Go by the church, because we're still going to go get Isaac. But I do think, based on the encounter we had with the church, where I felt like they essentially called the cops on Isaac and we were just there at the time. That's how I felt it worked out. And then the cops caught him. So I'm like, at least in Jonesy's head, he's clear right now, even though, yeah, incognito sounds good. I'll put on a different Hawaiian shirt to go see him. Why not?
I got to work on Joe's character still, but it's in an image of Isaac and what I assume Crawford kind of looks like.
Yeah, it's he's a subatomic physicist, but he was born and raised. He broke cattle as a young lad.
I love the Hawaiian shirt, by the way, Joe. You're going in character. Nice.
That was the idea. Yeah.
I don't have any glasses like what you would wear.
Sorry.
So processing, huh? What's this like? You like your job?
The officers at the station are very polite, very formal. Looks like they're kind of just like, yep, just another one of these guys coming through here. From what you can gather, the little bits of information that you can overhear of officers talking to each other, it doesn't sound like they intend to hold you here long. As a matter of fact, it sounds like they're wanting to get you out of here as fast as possible.
Interesting.
But you are, as all of your information gets processed, as your items are temporarily confiscated, you get put into a holding cell. There are a few individuals here. It looks to be a couple of homeless people. One man dressed in worn jeans, a simple white t-shirt, as well as a flannel overshirt, who's still cuffed, unlike the others in the holding cell. And one man who's dressed in like blue collar working clothes, asleep on a bench. None of them seem to pay you any mind.
Wow, he seemed comfy. So, stranger, why are you still got those cuffs on? What's up with you? What do you do? What are you in for?
What are you in for? He's a hardened criminal already.
He was just kind of looking up at the ceiling, just kind of waiting out his time, and he slowly brings his head down to look at you. You got a funny way of talking.
Yeah, I got punched in the mouth as a child by a horse, and I can't talk since ever. It's messed up my mouth so badly that I now talk with a permanent lisp.
Damn, I'm sorry, man. That sucks. My uncle, he used to keep horses. When they would act out like that,
they put him down all right. They had me do it too. They're like, well, he hurt you, we hurt him.
Damn, they made you do it?
Yeah, it was freaky.
Fuck.
They just like playing with like compressed air where you put it up to them like they do with cattle and just out.
Oh?
It didn't feel a thing. I thought it wasn't fair because I still kind of feel that.
You're funny, man.
He
holds his bound arms towards you. Clearly, it's part of a handshake. Hey, my name's Ricky.
He double handshakes. Isaac.
Dude, you're something else, wait.
So what happened? What did you
do? My lawyer has told me it's best not to discuss it.
Sorry. Let me try that again. That's fair. I yelled at a clergy member. He wet himself.
You yelled at a what?
A clergy member.
Clergy. I thought, never mind.
Yes, there was this chupacabra thing I thought I saw, and I tried to warn him to stay away, and he wouldn't listen to me. So now I'm here because he called the cops on me after he peed himself. Whole different sort of holy water from that dick.
Wait, what church you say this was?
This was
the Church of the Super Long Name.
People's Missing Bridge is the Fellowship Harvest Church in the Valley. That was fun to say.
Church of the Valley.
Yes.
Okay. Damn. How'd you start causing trouble for them?
I heard a body was found around there, and so we went to go look around the statue where it was found, and the guy didn't want us getting too close to it. And I thought I saw El Chupacabra, and it I guess it was just a weird shadow because it was nowhere to be found, but he wouldn't leave me alone. So chased him away because I wanted him to get away from getting hurt by that thing. And well, he called the cops on me, and now I'm here.
So you didn't hit nobody, nobody's dead, you didn't break nothing.
Didn't lay a finger on him, just some soiled pants. So I told him, I hope your pants dry soon. And I left. And the cops came down the street really fast, and I tried to make a break for it because I was scared. Never had a cops call on me before. Have you?
I'm not going to answer that, man.
Understandable.
Are you new in town? I feel like I would know somebody like you if you were in town.
Yeah, we're out of towners, me and my crew, but I told them I was going to go check out that. I did check out some other things. And see, I'm a cryptozoologist, and we're trying to look for this chupacabra, and we're not having any luck. I thought, like I said, the body was there, but at one time, so I thought maybe it killed the guy, but I'm not a doctor that kind of doctor. So I'm just an animal doctor, and we didn't find the right animal, so it just didn't work out for us, I guess.
You're an animal doctor?
Love.
Well, zoologist. I help take care of animals.
But like you know how to treat animals, right? Like if they get hurt, if they get sick.
Oh yes, I can take care of several different species of animal.
All
All
right, all right.
Be careful. He's going to ask you to check out his trouser mouse.
How
you
did
say
you
your
get your
name was
pants off
again?
that fast? Oh, my name's Isaac.
Isaac. Hey, well, if you need some work, Isaac, I know a friend. He keeps dogs, and they keep getting into, like, they keep getting out. They're digging under the fence, so they keep tearing up their back.
There's these spike things you can buy that you can put under the fence. I had to do that with a pet animal not too long ago to keep it from digging under. You might have heard about a leopard shaping the zoo last year. Yeah, that was my bee. So we figured out if we just dig these big spikes under the fence, they can't dig past them. So Fred might try that next time.
Oh, did you say you let a leopard out?
Yeah, it escaped from the zoo, and so we had to track it down last year.
Man, you're wild, man.
That was wild.
He has no idea.
And only killed like 4 cats, but it happens. I think he tried to mate with one, and that's how it died too. Messed up chef. There's a fly in here, and it's bugging the crap out of me.
That happens when you're in a jail cell, man. You got to deal with it.
That guy in the bench is drawing flies, man. He's dead or sleeping.
Over the next few hours, Ricky's seems to be the only one in there that is willing to talk to you. Everybody else just kind of wants to either doesn't speak English or just wants to go about their day. Just stay out of it.
Mi amigo. I'm not gonna do Spanish.
Please don't.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, my bien?
But after a few hours, an officer does come in to get Ricky, and he looks pissed off. Oh, sorry, man. This is where I gotta go. Hey,
right.
Take these off.
All right, Ricky, you take care. Tell your lawyer I might need help.
I'll see if he's busy. If he's not, then I can do you a favor.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Ricky. You take care.
When you notice that when he says that, the officer that's escorting him out now looks furious. Like he is not happy that Ricky has said that he's agreed to help you.
Oh. What's your problem, big feller?
The officer does not respond to you.
All right. He's going to be like that then. I guess I'll take a nap.
You'll be like that.
I hope your pants stay dry.
Hope your pants stay dry, buddy.
What a way to say goodbye. Well, shortly after Ricky is let out, you are then told that you can go ahead and leave. Get your shit over at that window over there.
Okay, thank you, sir.
They'll tell you it's under whatever the name is that's on your fake ID.
Bob.
You get your shit back. You get your shit back, and you are told to leave the building.
Okay,
It
bye.
was a great stay. Thanks for the room. I'll see you guys never.
The clerk just, well, if we're lucky.
If I'm lucky.
If we're all lucky,
Anyway,
everybody in the jail is getting lucky today.
I hope your pants stay dry. Well,
Looks like it might rain.
You get out, and you see that sitting on a bench just on the other side of the street of the police station is Ricky, and he's talking with what seems to be a friend of his. He's dressed in a similar casual manner. He sees you exit the building, and he waves you over.
he got a cheap lawyer. So I walk over.
His buddy's going to be named Bobby.
I look both ways, and then I cross the street to him.
Hey, what's up, Ricky? Who's this guy? Hi, I'm Isaac.
This is my friend with the hurt dog. He
Ah,
yeah. I told him what you're doing. He said that he'd love for you to check out his dogs, see if you can help them.
I'd gladly help out your animals.
And then come on this way, man.
All right, is this far? Because I don't have a car.
No, we got one.
Awesome, let's go. I got nothing else
Do you
to
have
do.
Isaac the Second rolled up already? I'm just curious.
I do not, but I will.
This sounds suspicious to me somehow. I got this friend with a sick dog. I'll meet you outside the jail.
Hey, he didn't say that he'd meet him outside.
No, it didn't. I
Which
got to make it up.
Works.
Yeah.
How things go with your lawyer?
It was fine. They didn't have any bullshit on me.
Oh, nice.
Just like they didn't have any on you.
Of course, sir.
I had my boy check it out. Said that they just got you there. Didn't tell you nothing. Didn't give you nothing.
No,
Fucking assholes, man.
Completely disrespectful.
Cops around here, I swear.
I know, buddy. He's terrible. You don't mind if I call you buddy, do you?
Nah,
I feel like we bonded inside the cell. Hard time does that to us people.
Yeah, you
Double
seem
handshake,
cool, man.
right?
Double handshake
Really
Everybody
brings people
knows
together.
if you double handshake, it's for life.
for
It
life.
is.
Yes.
It helps keep your pants dry. I'll tell you that.
Ricky, Isaac, and his unknown assailant, soon to be the person who kills me, are besties for life.
Hell yeah.
Let's get matching tattoos.
Whoa, man. It's a little too soon for that.
I'm kidding, buddy. Let's go
I'll tell you
check
what,
out
if
your
you do
dog.
good work, then maybe we can talk about it.
Let's check it out.
I was almost expecting when Eli said that Ricky was sitting on the bench with his buddy, that it was going to be the old lady from the hotel.
This is my new friend.
I come in peace. As long as you have an iron in my room by 6.
Otherwise, there's going to be trouble, old lady.
Or I'm going to kill you.
Then,
All right.
You,
I hop in the vehicle with strange people because I am a strange person myself.
yep. Couldn't be safer.
Yes. Let's go.
You drive around town for a little while until you get to a small neighborhood with some older houses. They clearly were well built as they've stood the test of time, but it's just as clear that those materials are coming to the end of their life cycle.
Is that lead paint?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Taste it and find
Nah,
out.
didn't you get it repainted like 5 years ago? Nah, that was my uncle.
They covered the lead paint with asbestos for safety.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my next joke about the roofing, the ceiling.
Yeah.
Is that which asbestos? You know they tried as best as they could, right?
Hey,
Do
just
you
don't
guys
breathe
smell
it in.
cyanide?
It's fine.
It's the best fire retardant that's out there, man.
Hey, you can't call it that no more, way.
Anyone
You
else
can't say
missing?
fire.
Anyone else missing a kidney? Just me.
So, they lead you into the house. You see in the living room is a woman, middle aged. She greets Ricky's friend. Clearly, they seem to be a couple, or at least they're quite involved with each other. They speak to each other in Spanish, and Ricky leads you to a bedroom towards the rear of the house. He says, he's been keeping them in here.
How many dogs are there?
Just 2.
Ah.
The others
Okay.
are still out right now.
What kind of species are they?
He leads you into the room, and you see 2 grown men laying on beds, roughly bandaged together. They look pretty roughed up.
These are people,
Like
not
bandaged
dogs.
together like there's duct tape around both of them. You mean each individually bandaged?
Yes.
Okay. When you said bandaged together, all I can think is somebody's trying to create some kind of hybrid. Okay.
These
Trying to
dogs
Frankenstein them together.
Your dog seemed to have captured 2 men and escaped themselves.
These guys ate your dogs, and I think they're sick.
And these are people.
Yeah, but I mean, like, blood's blood. You know, a liver's a liver. You can stitch up one, you can stitch up the other.
Oh, yes.
Like, come on, they're hurt, man. They need some help.
Let me see what I can do. You got oh man. I need stitch them up. Thread, needles. I need to get some not hot water. I need what? I need something to like clean them. The
Like a rag.
no.
No,
Like
Alcohol, iodine, anything that like clean wounds kind of
yeah.
thing.
That, and I need stuff to sterilize. There we go. Some sort of sterilizing fluid. Some sort of sterilizing fluid. But yeah, I can patch these boys up. Do you have any alcohol, or do you have any sort of sedative that can help me keep them calm while I sew them back together?
Don't worry about that. They're tough guys.
Okay.
I'll get some water boiling, but anything else you need should be in the bathroom down there.
All right. I'll go take a look.
Oh, except the needle. I'm going to need to get Lupita's sewing kit. I'll be right back.
All right. I guess I'll go get the stuff from the halls.
Moving about the house to get the materials that you need. The couple looks just really non-perturbed. I don't know. They don't seem to mind you being there or what you're doing.
Oh, still the stuff
Unaffected
was
by your existence.
Yeah. Ricky does sometimes stop to talk to them for a second, ask them a couple of questions, and they help out whenever I can. Like, oh yeah, I moved that over here the other day because I needed to do this. Oh, okay, cool. Just small things like that. They're watching some telenovela on the TV.
Oh boy.
It sounds pretty. I had no idea what they're saying.
The amount of times I've gone over to friends' houses and that was on the TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for the actual procedure, you're going to need to give me an intelligence medicine or a wits crafts.
Let's see. I'll give you an intelligence. I could have swore I had medicine at one point in time. Where is
I
medicine?
was going to say, I could
Yeah,
have
there
sworn
it is.
I had intelligence at some point.
Yeah. Okay. Intelligence plus medicine.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have anything that can help me specializations because knives isn't going to help me with this. I'm trying to sew up things, not cut things. All right. So let's see how this goes. No modifier. Submit. Intelligence with medicine, and I got 3 successes.
Really?
Nice.
Well, I've got a 4 in medicine, or no, intelligence, sorry, and I got a 2 in medicine. So
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
2,
2,
2,
8,
3,
9.
9, 8, and 8. Oh, sweet.
Sweet.
You're a lot. You're so much better at saving lives than you are running from the cops.
Or
Wait till you see my firing.
You. This clearly isn't something that you're used to doing, but you do think back to your human anatomy classes, and I mean, it's not like any part of the science has really changed in the last 4 years. So I mean, come on, blood vessels don't move around. At least they're not supposed to.
How could it be?
with a little bit of medicine training while he was in college during his chemist training. So that's why the medicine's so high. Just gotta. He's good enough to be slightly a decent nurse. That's pretty much it.
You have the makings of a great pharmacist, not
Yes.
a great surgeon.
No, no.
The work's a little sloppy, but you're certain that you've gotten them stable and that they're gonna pull through. At this point, it's all gonna come down to how well they're cared for after the fact. From the looks of the injuries, it seems that one of them suffered a heavy fall and ruptured a couple of blood vessels. In that, the other one looks to have been shot a couple of times. Missing vital organs, but one of the bullets did hit one of his bones, so that's gonna hurt forever.
Other than the bone one, was it mostly through and through? It looked like, or
Yeah.
okay.
I watch top shows. I know what I'm doing. I can't do much. I can't do much about the bone one. He's going to fill that forever, but he will. He should recover fine.
Ricky gives you a like a handshake turned into a bro hug kind of thing. Like, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate it.
Oh, no trouble at all.
While you were working in there, I got a call from a friend of mine.
Oh.
And you look and sound like a guy that he says I should be looking for.
The only person I know who would say something like that works at the motel we're staying at.
Ah, so it is you. Hey, come. So what are you trying to do, man? Who are you trying to look for?
Well, we're trying to see if a buddy of ours was staying at that hotel, and we're trying to track down where he could have been staying or anyone he socialized with while he was here. A man by the name of Victor Cruz.
Victor Cruz. I know a few Victors, but I don't know any Victor Cruzes. I'll have to ask around. Do you know what he looked like?
Yes, this is a complete accurate description that I'm saying right now.
Oh wow, that was a very detailed description, man. Can you give it again? I gotta write it down.
Yes, he had perfect description right now.
Oh, okay. I see. Thanks, man. This is gonna be really useful, man.
I'm pretty sure I was given the full description and saw probably a picture of the guy that we were looking for, so I would have given him the best that I could. I don't think we talked about what he looked like at all. Don't have it typed up, at least, if we did.
We did not at any time describe Victor Cruz.
Yeah, he's about.
Do you want me to do it now, or do you have a description already planned for him?
We made the joke last session, so he's going to be a taller Hispanic Tom Cruise.
He looks like a taller Hispanic Tom Cruise. No. Or so I'm told. I saw a picture of him, and he's, like I said, friend of ours. He changed a little bit since I last saw him, so that's the way he looks now. He used to have longer hair,
So like, is he missing then? You can't just like call him?
He came here and he kind of vanished, honestly, and it's kind of weird. He's never done that before, and he usually comes back and hangs out with us and everything. And we're supposed to meet him, but he's gone.
He helps me iron my shirts.
He helps me. He has his steam iron that he carries. You put water in it. It works amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, my grandma has something like that for her couch, but I'm sorry to hear that, man.
I gotta see his couch. Is that here?
Must be immaculate.
It has to be.
Most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna go home and rethink my whole life now.
I'll talk to some people, see if I can't find at least word on somebody that looked like that.
Much obliged, my friend.
And I don't want to ask too much of you, but if my friend's dogs get into trouble again, do you think you'd be able to patch them up?
I will do the best I can. I can promise you that, my friend.
Hey, I really appreciate that, man. Well, why don't I get you some lunch and then take you back to your motel?
Oh, I appreciate that, buddy. What are we having?
South of the border.
You're new here, right? Yeah, there's this place you gotta try.
Oh, yeah? What's it called?
They serve the best soup in a cup.
Oh, yeah.
The best soup.
He does take you to a.
I hope it's ramen. I hope it's ramen. I hope it's ramen.
He does take you to a local restaurant. I'm going to say that it's a Mediterranean style restaurant owned by a local elderly couple. He says, I don't know what they call any of this, but like it's all good. Just point at something and you got it.
Get the spanakopita.
The voice in my head says get the spanakopita, so I'll get the spanakopita.
The voices in your head tell you lots of things, don't they?
Those voices have been calm since this whole entire thing's been chill. They've been calm lately.
Cool.
You enjoy
When
a nice
things-
meal,
When
and
things go bad, the things start to change.
Ricky takes you back to the motel. It's
Appreciate it, Ricky.
it's-
You
closer to the end of the day by the time this happens. He tells you soon as he knows anything, he'll meet you here. He doesn't keep a phone on him usually, so he kind of has to like go places to talk to people.
all right? I'm at room 6 on the first floor.
All
Maybe
right, man.
6. I don't remember.
It's
You
the
need
only
anything at
hut
all?
there.
You knock on the door, and I'll answer from here.
And he takes his leave,
All right.
leaving you to enjoy the motel. As you open the door, we will do a quick
Rewind
flashback
button.
to the rest of the party.
Earlier that same day,
Let's go to jail and save our friends.
Where is he?
You make your way into town. You make a quick stop over by the church again. It is now past lunchtime, so the presumably the father is in now. God knows what he's going to say.
Play some
like that.
crazy shit.
How do you want to approach this?
I'll just take lead, I guess. I go straight up to the front door, just like I did the last time. Because I don't remember. There's 2 separate buildings. There's the actual church and then the priest's house, right?
Yes.
Am I able to go to the priest's house before going through the church?
No.
Okay, so into the church. I'm just going to walk straight into the door.
All right. Just as before, the door is unlocked, and you are permitted access into the building. The inside, you do see a different man than Richard, organizing some literature in like the little pockets on the backs of the pews. He hears you enter. He stands up and looks over to you before walking over and introducing himself as Father Martin Forrester.
Evening, Father.
Hello. You are interestingly dressed. You sound just like somebody that one of my colleagues spoke to me about.
You probably got us confused. There's been a lot of tourists walking around lately. We're just coming to
direct the joint.
yeah, like trying to think of like what are we doing? We're coming to pay our respects.
Just like the three that were here earlier.
I mean, there's a lot of coincidences in life, but I mean, if you want to assume that we're these people that were spoken of before, that's fine, but I have never been here before in my life.
The father looks amused more than anything. Well, if you wish to say a prayer, then you are welcome to, of course, pray at the floor, or perhaps if you're here for confession, you can enter the booth.
Do you want to confess anything, Jonesy?
The booth sounds like fun, man. What do you do there?
The father will explain the premise of confession to Jonesy Johnson.
Oh, man. I guess it's been like forever since my last one. Yeah, I'll do one.
What would Jonesy confess to the father here? What would he
Immediately,
offer up to God?
because of the personality and the situation, the first thing he would tell him was that he felt up the statue earlier. That'd be the first thing. It's like,
Immediately
Father,
admit to
dude, I'm supposed to tell you things I didn't do, that did do. You want to know the bad stuff I did so you can say it's okay. All right. I touched your statue, man. And the other dude did not like it. So I think it was bad.
Jonesy,
I want to do it, just so you know, I want to do it again. I will sin again, Father. By the way, this side of the booth is not comfortable, dude. You should put a cushion, maybe.
The
It swings open and he's just like
confession goes well, and Jonesy is informed that all humans are creatures of sin, and it is our duty to live in a way that is best. We know that sin is a part of our lives, and that we are liable to fall to the temptations of the devil, but that we must do all that we can to resist them. And also that the works of God are meant to be enjoyed in all of their aspects, that art cannot be limited, but just as God told the first humans that there were foods to not be eaten, so too are there
statues not to touch.
Works to only be seen. There are works to only be heard. There are works to only be felt. And
so, man, did like God tell you I shouldn't touch the statue? Because that seems really specific.
While
you were told to offer prayer to the Lord, and to work to atone for your sin, and then you are asked to leave the confessional booth.
Dude, I don't know anyone named Mary. Don't know how to hail her if I knew her to begin with. And man, I don't understand why everybody has sin because I fell. But go figure, dude.
I don't know a Mary. How can I call her?
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't work a taxi either.
Cab driver, dude.
What was Crawford gonna do?
I was gonna say, while the confession was taking place, I slipped into the courtyard where the statue was.
Nice.
Okay, you have a good few minutes where you're probably alone. So what will you be doing?
I'm gonna go back up to the statue. If I remember right, the Jonesy noticed that the eye, like somewhere around the eyes of the statue, was a different color.
There were several patches. Yeah. That was one of them. And I think, I don't know, Eli, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think that was the one that I determined was like the most recent patch or something like that. But there were like 5 patches or something on it. Does that sound right?
The eyes did seem to be one of the more recent ones, although because you're not a stonemason, you wouldn't be able to tell how long ago that was. There are several portions of the robe, of course, the eye, one of the hands entirely that have been replaced. The stonework is good, and it's definitely good enough. But upon closer inspection, you would be able to tell that it's just a completely different cut of stone that's been used to patch the statue.
Okay.
And with that, it does tell you this is a legitimate, just fully stone statue. This isn't like a porcelain piece or ceramic piece. This is a handcrafted stone statue. Clearly, a lot of love and effort has been put into its manufacturing.
I'm gonna get my face like this close to to the statue, just looking at it, and I'm gonna take both my fingers. I'm gonna poke it in the eyes.
Give me a
new character.
You are eaten by the statue.
I'm waiting for give me a Three Stooges roll.
Give me a willpower roll.
Give me a whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
Right, so
and yeah, Zeb, you got that? The statue is going to put its hand up in front of its nose bridge to block your.
Need you to roll like to say it, please.
The bottom, like the chin moves down like a nutcracker. 6 feet, sir.
Okay. I have 6.
You ninja boot.
So let me roll.
We don't touch statues here.
D10.
You have 6 willpower?
Yeah. 1,
Jesus.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep.
But
and I failed every single roll.
Well, there's no actual failures, right?
No, there's no success.
One is a failure, just no success. Yeah.
Okay, so with a failure of this willpower roll, you bring yourself closer to the eyes of the statue, and it's, you know, you're looking at it, and that's what you want to do, but at some point you get the feeling that you're making eye contact with it, that you're not seeing the eyes of the statue, that you are looking at someone.
There's something wrong with this thing.
You're definitely going to lose a staring contest with a statue, dude. Gotta blink at some point.
Keep him busy, Jonesy. Almost cracked it.
You look back. You cannot compel yourself to look at the statue anymore, and you turn away from it, stepping down from its plinth and trying to recollect yourself when you realize that you're not in the courtyard.
Uh-oh. Well, this is a pickle.
Well, that's not true. You are in the courtyard.
Something's off.
The sky is dark. The world is grayscale.
So I should erase this guy then, right here.
You take a step forward and you realize that you can't hear anything either. You can see the church door and the
he walked into the safe room somehow.
You can see the door into the church and the pencil that you put into place so that it wouldn't make a chunk sound, alerting anybody to your entrance to the exit into the courtyard.
Right.
Look around. You kind of try to feel around you for something. It feels like there should be something here that you can that you could touch, that could guide you, but there's nothing around you. And finally you move towards the church door again and figure, well, maybe I can just go back inside. You grab the door handle, pull it out to the courtyard, walk back into the church, and everything's fine. Color returns. You can hear the sounds of the wind outside, that slight buzz from the electronics that you never thought that you'd really miss. As you gather yourself and slowly close the door behind you to minimize noise, you see Jonesy walk out of the confession booth, a little confused.
Very, yeah. I'm definitely not sure how what I just said makes everything I did go away. But cool. These priest dudes got some magical powers, man. What you been up to, dude?
Nothing. I was just out here paying my respects to the Almighty above.
I gotta go check out the statue again, man. I would wait a second.
It's strange outside.
It's strange outside.
The sun went away and everything's gray. I think I might have depression.
I think I had a stroke when I looked at the statue.
We'll take that a little literally. Look at my watch for a second and say, all right, now
Please don't go out there alone.
Ah, okay, man. Who should I bring?
Me.
All right, dude, that makes so much sense. I
You
like
want to
that
bring me,
idea.
but I'm not there. You want to bring me, but
You're like someone with wrinkled shirts, dude. I thought I heard.
What's the father doing?
You don't see him. He doesn't exit the confessional booth, it
He
seems.
went through the trap door into the
Yeah.
abyss.
Slid down the slide. Okay. Well then, if no one is there, then I am going to open. I'd suggest that we do go back out to the statue because we got to know more about this thing. And I would explain to Jonesy, what my experience just was while he was pretending to give a confession.
Oh, I really did. It was genuinely. I understood it.
Yeah, pretending to understand.
That's a good way to put it. I definitely pretended to understand.
So you are exiting into the courtyard again?
Yeah, man.
I'd say so. Yeah.
It's exactly how it was when you first entered the courtyard. Sun is out. It's hotter than it was earlier, but I mean, it's middle of the day.
Take a moment. Jones will take a moment and do the same thing like before the electronics and like before touching the statue last time. Kind of close the eyes, feel for the breeze in the air, and then just like walk up to the statue with hands outstretched. And
What do you feel, Jonesy? Don't look it in the eyes. It took me somewhere.
oh man, I can't do this with my eyes open anyway, dude. I should be okay.
I'm going to stand far away from the statue.
You don't get any sort of vibes.
So not even like I did the first time?
Correct.
Weird.
Dude, I think it's broke, man. There's like no breeze. Hold on. I grab a crystal from my pocket and it's got a 12 carved in it, so I know it's for work. And I hold it up to my eye, in between my eye and the statue. Nah, man, I think it's broke. I don't know what happened, but the statue don't have the mojo now.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that Crawford is he's resolute in finding Victor, but he is not chill with this. He's not enjoying this at all.
This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, we got to find him, but like I didn't like that one bit.
Cue the Jontron sound bit. The what? What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
what? 10 out of 10.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I would. Jonesy's definitely going to take a minute and I don't know, kind of supernaturally feel around. Won't describe it that way for any place the breeze might have gone. Essentially, like where did the statue's mojo go? Can I tell? Like, is there a direction of where the super weird stuff that was there that isn't there now? Like, did it leave bad boy footprints or something that I could follow?
Okay, for that,
Because it was super interesting earlier, and now it's not there. What?
For that, give me a presence occult.
Presence occult. Oh, I actually did 2 in occult, so let's go. So I got. Oh, I get presents.
From the occult, though.
Presents in occult, and here we go. Blah 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 blah. I clicked it. Presents in occult is there,
You have to hit.
and I clicked the die, and it didn't do anything. Damn it!
Pop up somewhere. It's probably
No, I didn't get anything. Oh, it's behind the.
It's behind the paywall. You guys got to subscribe.
No,
To
it's
us.
behind the character sheet. All right, hold on a second. I got to cancel all these windows. Enter. All right, let's do 1. Blam. Uno successo.
Well, you said you'd do 1. There you go.
I did.
Ooh, but
I got a
it's
1
a
and a
10.
10. Wow.
Ooh, you can roll the 10 and try to get a second success.
I'm going to do it this time. Eli.
Hold on. How many dice were you rolling?
5.
5?
Yeah.
That is 6 dice.
Why is it
In the math equation that it's giving, it's showing 6 dice because when you roll it through that, it will automatically re-roll the 10s.
Oh, we just dropped a 1 then. That's fine.
Oh yeah, because the one was the reroll of the 10. You read from right to left. Yeah. What? Why is everyone laughing?
That doesn't seem right.
That's
I
just not-
know.
So I
I
guess
know I never got past my college algebra classes, but I feel like this was something that was taught to me in 4th grade.
Hey man, we've been reading right to left since the
This-
fall of man, dude. Everyone sins.
This rolling system is a Japanese system, so you got to read right to left. So
But for some reason, still using Arabic numerals. Go figure.
yeah, not really sure why.
my confusion is why it's still considering it one success.
Because it would be, because the 7, if the 7 was the reroll, it wasn't a failure or a success, right? It just stays as it was.
Yeah,
Well,
because
the one would remove the success added by the 10.
Oh, I thought 10 was like super awesome. You get it no matter what.
no.
All right. See, I just don't understand it yet. I'm trying.
Okay, so if he rolled a 1 and then a 10 and then a 2, 3, and a 4, and then rolled the die again and then rolled a 7, I could see where that would be one success.
But the 7 isn't a success, right? It needs to be an 8.
Yeah, it would be 8, 9, or 10.
Do you want me to just roll 5 dice and take that result?
No, we'll go ahead and stick with this.
Okay.
Single success.
With a single success, you're not sure where the wind blows, so to speak, but you do know that it's not blowing here. Not to say like, oh yeah, there's just no vibes here, but that it has moved away.
Mm-hmm.
You know that it has gone somewhere. It has not disappeared.
Okay. Yeah, just relay that to Crawford. It's not here. It's gone. Don't know where.
You saying it like moved or something? Because I went to fucking black and white dimension and I couldn't hear anything. It was like it was in a.
I went back into a noir film.
You maybe you took it with you, man. Well, let's go back to that. Let's go back to that place. Maybe it's there.
Well, why don't you use your
How do we
powers
get
on me?
there?
What if
All
I?
right, man. Is there any like breeze around Crawford? I think I'd have felt it
I'm
when I
blowing.
was walking around, but I guess I didn't pay attention.
God. Are you feeling up Crawford?
I don't think that's necessary at this time.
You could at least do the mask where you touch my face.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Crawford, like what? Am I not good enough for you? Is a statue better than me?
Well, the statue I went right up to because it had a breeze. So that's why I went and felt it up. So I start by, is there a breeze? So I don't feel it's necessary to touch the barlet at this time. But if the breeze comes along, well, I got to figure out where it came from.
Okay, but what if it's something where the breeze will only come if you're touching it?
Then I wouldn't feel it yet.
Yeah, we don't know how this works with biologicals.
Yeah.
Remember, y'all are the research team.
I don't want
Any
to
weird
invade.
shit, you guys are the ones that do the preliminary testing.
Never invade the space of a man with a cowboy hat.
That's fine. I
Very good advice, Joe.
I'm
Thank
just
you.
a little freaked out.
That's probably going to be an extra XP point. Oh yeah. But no, it doesn't feel like there's any strange vibes about Crawford. You're not getting that itchy feeling.
So, dude, how do we get to like film noir world, man? I want to check it out.
I don't know, man. I looked right at the statue.
Oh, I could do that. And I immediately turn and go stare at the statue.
You stare at the statue and
Very
nothing
occasionally,
happens.
Jonesy does something fast. That was fast. Almost everything is slow. But as soon as you like just stared right at it, like turn right around, bam.
Honestly, Jonesy, I think we need to get out of here. Something ain't right with this place.
Well, yeah, man. That's why we're here.
Well,
That's literally what our job's about.
this
I
is
mean,
my first
we
time
came-
experiencing it.
We
Look,
came
I know
back-
I try to get out of working, but like this is the one thing we're supposed to do.
we came back because the statue was creepy, vibey, and you wanted to talk to the priest. Well, we talked to the priest, and we saw the statue. I mean, we came here on purpose. Now you're saying
Whatever,
we should
Jonesy,
leave on purpose?
Just you take point. Then it didn't transport you to some magical mystery world. I'm just freaked out.
So cool. Do it. Put it. I'll put my hand on your shoulder. You do it again, and maybe we both go through the looking glass, man.
You just told me that it's not here anymore.
But you said you did it, but maybe it was you, not me.
The power was inside of you all along.
Oh my god. I don't know. I guess I could stare at the statue again, or I could survey our surroundings. Like, what else is here other than, like, we found the watch on the ground, but I assume that we didn't find any footprints. We didn't find anything like that. And Crawford is going to assume that Victor is probably in the black and white world.
Do we have like cell phones?
Yeah.
So, and I'm only saying this because I'd like all of us to be there. Would Isaac have like texted us that he got out of jail and we could tell him we're at the church and he could show up at some point, maybe?
That did not seem to be on his list of priorities.
Not really. He was busy fixing people dogs.
They seem pretty on me, and to talk in code around them even more just did not seem like any interest in Isaac's at the time.
Okay. Because I mean, we're going to the jail after this to not find him. If that's the case. Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
I'd like to think, as a conscientious coworker, I would let the other two know that I got out of jail. But
yeah, maybe he does that whenever he gets back to the hotel.
It could be.
In a car with strange men. Text back later.
But at this point, yeah, if Crawford's ready to leave and not willing to try to go to the alternate dimension for Jonesy, then I think we would probably leave and go find Isaac.
I'm trying to think of the timeline. If you guys went and worked on the watch and then went to the cemetery, I might still be in a cell at this point. I'm not really sure.
I want to leave. I want to point it to the guy in the corner there, Eli, and say, we're all in a corner. This is a square, dumbass. But leave it to Eli and say, hey, tell us where we are and what time it is.
Okay, so it is just past midday. You, Jonesy, and Crawford are at the church. At this point in time, Isaac should still be in police custody. Should.
So I feel like between the confusing confession and going to check out the statue, that I would expect that at least an hour would transpire. Because I would be asking a lot of questions, not to play it out in real time or anything, but I feel like Jonesy would just be asking enough questions of the priest until he's like, stop, you're done.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not supposed to ask questions, you're supposed to tell me.
Yeah, he was raised very much in the woo world of, crystals and energies and the supernatural, and never really got into religion. So this is definitely a first. He's talking to someone of authority and knowledge, be asking lots of questions.
Alrighty. So then from here you move on to the police station. It takes a little while. Traffic is kind of rough. But after getting past a particularly dense section of traffic around one of the shopping centers, you do find your way over to the police station. Your driver drops you off and tells you, "Look, good luck getting a ride, man. I'm getting off, and I don't know any other people that are like drivers in the area. There is a taxi company you could call though. I think they might still be in business.
We'll find out. It's a taxi company called like Uber's Taxis.
Copano Carts.
That would be cool.
No, Copano Carts is a different business. Anyways, getting to the police station and inquiring about your friend.
Hey, you filthy tyrants! Where's our buddy?
Y'all pick up a very smartly dressed man.
I said
Every girl-
Chupacabra was actually about 18 feet tall, and
Just call every officer bastard. Bastard. Hi, excuse me. Bastard, I had a friend come through here.
Every
God
girl
damn,
crazy
my dog
about an
is
iron pressed man.
My dog is just begging for attention this whole time.
You see that? The tail
Being
has been
such
going
a
like crazy.
But he's being such a butt. Anyways, you inquire about your friend, and they tell you that he's no longer being held in custody. He actually left just a while ago. Where he went after the police station, they wouldn't really know.
Understood. Thank you. We'll take our leave.
Just give us the frequency for the tracker you put up his butt. We'll find him.
Is there anything else that you want to take care of while you're here at the police station?
Phew.
Wow.
I mean, I guess we could inquire about Victor.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's something Jonesy would ask, but maybe Crawford will be smart enough to do it, to ask about if they had like unknown bodies show up or anything like that, because we didn't read a newspaper or anything, right? Like the people missing or whatever, something out of the ordinary, I guess is what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'll ask about Victor. Hey, one other thing. Have you seen any other, as you would call, strange folks walking around? A tall Hispanic man, kind of looks like Tom Cruise.
Not Val Kilmer.
Yes, Val Kilmer.
You can give me a wit or manipulation socialize.
Okay, wits, socialize. Come on, gotta actually succeed here. Oh,
Crawford needs a new pair of shoes.
I got one success and 9.
Oh wow, you actually have points in socialize.
Yep, I have 2.
All right. With a single success, the officer informs you that they're not supposed to answer questions like that. And she tells you that the description that you gave does match somebody from a missing persons case that they're trying to look into. She does ask you a few questions about the man that could help, that she believes could help the investigation. Who he was, who was his daddy, what did he do?
It's not a Duma.
Is he rich? Is he rich like me?
our mom says our dad. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
How much information are you willing to give her on what you know of Victor?
Well, I mean, I don't know much. I assume that he would also be carrying park ranger credentials, as per usual.
Yeah, as part of the same organization, as part of the back. Do we know what the others' fake IDs are? Like,
No, unless you work with a team specifically, you wouldn't know what identification other group members would have. The park ranger thing is a bit. It's more of an inside joke because in the heat of the moment, a lot of people happen to say park ranger when they get asked, who are they and what do they do?
I guess what I was thinking was, and it's something maybe we could use after for ourselves, but I was thinking like sometimes he goes by the name, Fakey McFake name or whatever. But I don't think that helps. Would any of us have known anything more personal about him, or is he just like a platonic coworker and that's it?
Because he would have worked in a completely different team. None of you would have known him personally, but you would have been given a dossier on some general information about him that you could pull from. This wouldn't be anything to compromise his cover, but it would cover things such as his skill set, any missions he was directly involved with that haven't been locked under a certain clearance level. You would have gotten the general knowledge that he was more the, I guess, Boy Scout type, where a lot of his stuff was focused around like personal skill, survival skills, leadership skills. A lot of what he seemed to have accomplished was more in tracking stolen or escaped anomalies.
Okay. I was thinking maybe because the only thing we really know is that his last location was at the church. So I was gonna say that.
Do you want to hand over the fitness tracker?
That's still at the hotel. I wouldn't have brought that with me. That would still be at the hotel, in whatever state it had to be in to get the information read from it.
With all the gum and sticky tape,
yeah,
popsicle sticks.
There's a bent butter knife and a half-used roll of duct tape next to it. Yeah,
I was gonna say that just to flat out lie and say that that he was known as kind of like a religious fanatic, and he was wanting to see all the churches in Texas.
Okay.
He was on a road trip, a mission, if you will, to visit all the churches in Texas and learn what he could.
I just got an image of a tourist with a list like Santa's where you go to unroll it and it never ends. That would be all the churches in Texas. Yeah.
It only took him 3 or 4 days to get through the Pacific Northwest, but once he got to the South, it was a real rough.
Yeah.
Okay. The officer asks a few more questions about it, and by the end of it, you gather that the only information they really had on him was that he was seen by a few people during a jog, and that one of the last places he was seen was in the neighborhood that church is. Since with the information that you've procured, it sounds like the officers are going to want to move their investigation into that church specifically, as it doesn't seem to have been part of where they actually investigated.
Okay, so that maybe moved them from. Well, I'm sort of on the side that like the church is kind of seeming like a dud now, like the whatever spiritual weird thing was there has chosen another place after I messed with it. So maybe wherever the cops were investigating, if they move, it might actually be a good thing, because that means that we could go look around there in the surrounding area of the church.
Interesting theory.
It's certainly a hypothesis worth testing.
All right.
Dude, tell them if they go to the church that the priests don't like it if you touch a statue.
Jonesy, I'm pretty sure that this ain't a big town.
Cool, man. I just don't want anyone else to get in trouble.
You
Right.
go around touching statues?
He's don't worry about it.
Oh, I see. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I hold up the crystal from my pocket and point at it and shrug.
Oh no, it's even worse. It's worse than I feared.
That's the idea.
Okay.
All right, yeah, then I'd say I don't know about you, Joe, but I think it would be wise to just head back to the hotel, because we know that Isaac, as long as he's okay, which we assume that he is because he's a fucking psycho, he's gonna be able to take care of himself. He's gonna go back to the hotel. So I think maybe we should just also head back and wait.
Definitely, yeah. He won't want to lose his flat shirts, man.
Yeah. All right. You
Before we walk out of the police station, we make sure we let them know that we hope their pants stay dry.
Yes.
I'll do it with the whole crystal thing. I'll hold up the crystal point and say, "Hope your pants stay dry, man." By the way, he's awkward, but Jonesy's really easy to get along with. When you were talking about the like the socializing earlier, I mean, I have the 3 in wits, and I went 3 in socialize too. I want him to be real easy to get along with. So he's like, the idea is he's not really offensive, just odd.
Okay, so you they say goodbye to you. You hope your pants stay dry. You too, sir. As you're walking away, you kind of hear them. You hear the clerk turn to one of the officers next to her. Did he just threaten me? No, I think he meant it. I think he meant that he.
He seems pretty genuine. I don't think that he would, you know.
I've always been a real good judge of character, and that man, he just wants the best for you.
Look at him.
Just look at him.
Look at him, man.
How can you wear a shirt like that and wish ill will on people?
It's
He's got those
surprisingly
Guy
easier than
Fieri
you
vibes.
think.
You move on back to the motel and fast forwarding back to the present.
If I can take something that Randy sent me and kind of play it out here, Randy in Messenger sent me a text as if Isaac is texting Jonesy. So as we walk out of the police station, I grab my phone, look at the text, and I hold it up for Crawford, and it says, "Got out of jail, ate some awesome food. Do you know if the zigzag stitch or the butterfly stitch works better? Ah, never mind. I'll figure it out. Home soon." And so Jonesy's like, is he going back home?
Like, why would he choose to send you a text message of all people?
And why is he stitching? Oh, I bet you he ripped his shirt when he was ironing it.
Too overzealous, as usual.
I guess let's go back to the hotel, man, because he's like stitching stuff there.
So then, fast forwarding back to the present, Isaac, you open the door to the motel room, and inside waiting
Bye,
for
Isaac. Bye, Ricky. See ya. Bye, myself. Bye, my Kennedy.
Bye, me.
Hey, talk to you later. You open the door and you see your friends waiting for you. They look
Crawford,
to have
I
had a
had the
productive
best
day.
soup in the world. I saved you some leftovers.
No
Here you
way.
go. It's from this Mediterranean place. It was awesome. Oh, and here's some leftover bread, Jonesy.
Thanks, man. Check it
Wow,
out,
that
dude.
seems
We
like
found some
fun.
information from the watch.
Oh, seriously? Sweet.
Yeah, it's on this handout. Check it out.
I wrote
Hey.
it down to be safe.
He exercised to death.
Apparently he jogged to death. Poor guy. And he was very hungry and thirsty when he did it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it goes, right?
Yeah, Crawford, why do you look like you've seen a ghost?
As a fellow scientist,
The soup's that good.
have you ever actually seen anything supernatural?
Well, some chemicals blew up in my face before, and I thought I saw God, but it was just my assistant. And no, I haven't seen anything. Well, maybe, but go ahead.
Well, we went back to the church to check the place out while Jonesy was learning what a confession is. I went and checked out the statue, and it teleported me into this old-timey reality where everything was quiet and black and white.
That's crazy.
Oh, old timey.
Did you fall asleep or something, or
Like
It was
like it's not like wood buildings and lead paint. It's like flagstones and fucking quicklime mortar.
It was more I think it was more that there was like the film grain and it was flickering. I think is what it just looked old timey.
You could see holes in reality. It's like
Yeah,
somebody
man.
burned the film.
it's like a random little hair sticking out the corner?
Yes.
I
It
swear
just
to
felt
God, in
really
one frame, I thought I
creepy.
saw a watermark.
It just felt really pre-1920s.
Mm-hmm.
As far as supernatural goes, that is crazy. I may have seen something, but I'm not 100% sure. I met this guy named Ricky in jail, and he said his dogs got all scraped up and hurt and escaped. And he told me that 2 of his dogs were in the back room of their place, and it was 2 dudes bandaged up. I had to go and patch them up. You called them their like dogs. It was crazy. So, lycanthropy
that's what you were
something,
stitching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I try to be cryptic, and because these phones are still connected to like the FBI and stuff, so we don't want too much given away about random crazy stuff. So,
random crazy, dude. Yeah.
my irons show up yet?
Unfortunately, not.
The
God
iron
dang.
still isn't there.
Start walking towards the door. Why are my shirts on the floor? Who folded these up?
He's
We
like,
need to make space.
I can
It's
see
not that
Isaac-
they're on the floor; it's that they're folded incorrectly on the floor.
see Isaac walking out of the room, pounding his fist into his palm. I am getting that old lady
I'm gonna get the
mine.
old lady myself.
Where the hell's my iron?
The door opens, it quickly shuts. His shirt's stuck in the door. He opens the door again, son of a bitch, and closes the door and walks.
Now there's a stain on the wrinkled shirt. Damn it.
Going for another iron, you see that on the desk of on the front desk, just waiting for you, is the iron there.
Oh, look, an iron.
Yeah, it's still the gentleman at the front desk right now. Yeah, boss says that he's not shelling out for another iron anytime soon, so I've just got this thing ready.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Sorry about before, and I met your buddy Ricky, and
he found you?
Yeah, kind of found
that's
each
good,
other.
that's good.
It was like a match made in heaven.
I didn't know Ricky swung that way. You know what? No, never mind. It's not my business.
We're like bros now, buddy.
I don't need to hear about what you and he did. All right.
Do you know why he calls his boys the dogs? He calls his boys the dogs.
I know he owns a couple dogs. Yeah, he's got a little Shih Tzu, and then he's got a golden lab.
Interesting. Okay, maybe he just had some friends over. Okay. Anyway, I'll take this and give the lady my best, and I'm sorry for last night.
Will do.
Thank you.
What time is it?
It's gonna be early evening.
Okay, so it's still too early to rest or anything like that.
Do you want this back in the morning?
I'd rather it back when you were done with it.
All right, give me an
Are
hour.
you going to be ironing all night? How much clothes do you have, right?
They shoot up all 27 of my shirts.
He really just has one extremely wrinkled shirt.
He's been working on that piece for years.
It's one of those, its default state is wrinkled, so whenever he's done, it just goes back. Arr. I think Crawford could probably reheat that leftover soup.
I drank it cold already.
Oh, it's already gone.
Yeah.
I ate my end of
raw.
moldy bread already, so I'm all set. Yeah.
He put it in the fridge for you while
Fresh
he was
from
there.
a restaurant. It's not moldy. It's not like as soon as it gets onto the hotel property, it defaults into its worst state.
Yeah. It was more the joke, just the way that Randy had presented it. He's like, "Hey, I got you this best soup in the world. Oh, and Jonesy, here's some bread."
I felt bad for getting him the soup, and you don't have a specialty you like.
You don't
eat
have
it before I feed it to an animal.
All right. So, why don't we discuss what we've learned today and what that could imply?
What have you learned today? I think for me, at least, the biggest thing was the black and white world. Because to me, that opened, I mean, for lack of a better term, it opened a window into a new area that I was feeling. Jonesy was feeling supernatural stuff, but no real connection. And then Crawford's like, "Oh, there's a connection." Right? Yeah. So I felt like that was a big thing. I am also curious And I'll shut up after this one so other people can talk. But I'm also curious where this link is now between the hotel, Ricky, and two guys that are called dogs, when Ricky also apparently has real dogs, or maybe these are shapeshifters. Right. Because we're already here for a chewed up knee brace or whatever that thing was. So we already know about crazy creatures and stuff, right?
Well, the chewed up knee brace is a cover.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. But in order for it to be a cover, there has to be at least a hint or a whiff of truth to it. Like people would have to believe it in order for the cover to work. So yeah. Anyway, yeah.
The truth is that people believe El Chupacabra is real.
Yeah.
So if people believe that a blood sucking beast is real, why not a bone eating beast?
Damn right.
You know.
Yeah, I was going to say that the biggest mystery that I've seen, other than, of course, the black and white world that Joe was referring to, was definitely the sense that there might be lycanthropy going on here, werewolves or something of the sort, were dogs maybe. I'm not sure, but yeah, it seems like quite the mystery, yeah.
Where domesticated animal?
Where Chihuahua?
It seems less intimidating to say where golden lab.
Yeah,
Where Palmeridian?
I was taking it kind of in a different way. I was looking at he called them dogs because that's all they are to him, like they're like hired hands, or
that's what I thought.
like
first thought, yeah.
Or they're just like attack dogs. Or
I would have thought that, but he said he was asking about since I was a zoologist if I treated animals, and that's why he brought me to go take care of some animals.
My understanding at this point, so like the way that I'm viewing this entire city is it's like Innsmouth, right? It's like everybody's in on it, and they're all like, cagey and like they don't want to talk to you, and everybody kind of knows a little bit about what's the weird thing that's going on in town. And I was thinking that maybe because what was his name again? The
Ricky?
Ricky?
Yeah, Ricky. Because Ricky was already in jail, and he the cops already have a disdain for him, and he willingly accepted the help of a stranger, that he might be the only him and his boys might be the only kind of source of an alliance that we could form in this kind of Innsmouth city.
That's an interesting thought. And when you said it's like everybody's in on it, it made me think about something that I was thinking about earlier in this episode, and definitely rings from the last one too. Eli, whether knowingly or not, seems to be playing all the NPCs as treating us as if we are outsiders, not just like visitors, but outsiders.
Yeah.
And I've appreciated that, but I didn't think about it from that perspective till you just said it. The outsiders to their scheme, so to speak, right?
Yeah,
and
like,
I didn't think about that part until you said it. Yeah.
Like I'm waiting for one of them to like look really weird, and they're like, "What are you doing in here, stranger?"
So Isaac with a tracheotomy, cool.
That's like it.
Yeah, so that's what we think we've learned, Eli.
All right, Randy, was there anything else that you wanted to add in?
No, I think that pretty much covers everything that I've noticed today.
All right, then we will go ahead and move off from now third night of the investigation into the next episode.
Hey-o.
So let's get our experience points sorted out.
Nice. Well, I got to look at what I had last time. We talked about this. I can't remember if it was on or off the air, but how much experience does it take to do something? Because you said it's swapped for points, but you need a minimum amount to do that or something, right?
So with the XP points, you can think of them like a currency, and each thing that you want to improve is going to cost so much of that. The generalized formula is it's going to cost the new dot level that you want times so much, times 2 or times 3. There's a chart in the rulebook that will give you the costs for those things when you want to level up. And I will be telling you at which points in the story will go ahead and allow XP expenditure.
Okay.
On that note, you're coming up to one soon-ish. I guess it depends on what else you all do, but you are now starting to actually get your teeth into the skin of the meat and potatoes. So we've almost approached the first milestone, so to speak. Now, as for the doling out of experience points, everybody's going to get one for playing.
Yay!
You cannot change the world without being there to change it. Next up, learning curve. Joe, what do you feel that Jonesy has learned in this session?
I'm going to go back to what I was saying a few minutes ago. The idea that there is a window into a different, and I think for Jonesy's purpose, I'm going to stick with the word dimension. There's a window into a different dimension, probably just alternate of some type. That was the big thing. There's more, but for me, that was big, especially because the mojo went away from the statue. Again, my first thought was it just went somewhere. And then when Crawford says, there's this black and white alternate dimension over there, I'm like, bam, that's where it went. So that was a big moment for Jonesy this time. The watch thing was cool, but it was easily overshadowed by the supernatural thing.
Yep. All right. I do agree with your point here, and I do also want to add in that with your unseen sense, you've never actually come into contact with something supernatural. Even now, technically, you never made contact with it, but your trust in Crawford, taking him at his word, means that this weird vibe that you've gotten your whole life is more than just all in your head. I think that's a very important piece of information to keep in mind for Jonesy going forward.
Cool.
Zeb, what do you believe that Crawford has learned over the course of this?
So that's an experience, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, go on.
He definitely learned there's some wackadoo shit out there. And it really freaked him out. But I mean, yeah, that's obviously the main thing, is that being transported into an unseen realm definitely has changed his perspective on what he would perceive as super or supernatural.
Okay. And how do you feel his vocation plays into this?
Which one? What is vocation again?
Subatomic, whatever.
Oh,
his,
yeah,
it would be his concept, but like his job, his work, what he's actually trained and studied for.
Well, he's always as looking into the subatomic, the idea of quantum physics is that there are different dimensions out there, but that obviously hasn't been proven in any way yet. So he's wondering, where did I just go? Is this what quantum physicists talk about in terms of an alternate reality? If what would have happened if I stayed there? Was I still in the real world, or was I just in the bridge between two?
Okay. I do like your explanation on it. While I understand it is a major plot point, I don't like the piggybacking for what we learned.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't learn anything else.
Yeah, but with recognizing what this means for your character and his actual worldview, I do believe that merits another experience point.
All right, I feel you.
Randy, what about Isaac? What did Isaac learn this session?
To not get caught by the police. Oh no.
Is that what he learned?
He learned advances the story.
He learned that even though a lot of these people have been untrusting and unkind, that there seems to be this scratch my back, I scratch yours mentality, and that you can kind of work things out with some of the people in this world. So don't fully judge everybody right away. Don't burn bridges before you have a chance to cross them. And that he may be able to find some allies in this world to actually or at least this area, this town, to help him solve whatever the mystery is when it comes to finding Mr. Cruz there. So not everything is as it seems, but I don't know. That's pretty much the best I can really describe it.
And I am in full agreement. You absolutely hit the nail on the head with realizing that it's clear that you can't trust many people, if anyone around here, that it is 100% a, we'll call it a service-based economy. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Tit for tat.
Yep. So you'll get the extra XP, or you'll get that XP point as well.
Thank you.
Moving on to the next one, role playing. For this point here, I genuinely feel that everybody was in their element there. I think each character, is, as in the last session, established their unique personalities and made decisions according to them, which is really where I gauge on whether or not to dole out that specific XP point. Are you making character decisions or are you making player decisions? More often than not, those will coincide. But sometimes they don't. It's important to remember that sometimes they don't. I think everybody here made great choices and made them make sense. So everybody will go ahead and get the role play XP point.
I would like to mention one thing because I don't know if it's actually part of Crawford's personality, but I really got a kick out of him lying straight up to the priest. That was just, I loved the way that played out. And Zeb's like, I'm just going to lie to him. So here's the deal.
Lots of new people.
In that same note, I also particularly enjoyed when Zeb just looked me in the eyes and said, yeah, I'm just going to lie to the officer.
Yeah, that's cool.
May not be the most honest character, and I would love to see if that ever escalates, because having your morality drop from that will be fun to deal with. So yeah, everybody will get the role-playing XP point. The heroism point. Does anybody here feel that somebody took a particularly valiant or heroic action, a point of self-sacrifice, putting themselves in danger for the sake of others, risking anything for the less fortunate?
I saved 2 dogs, if that counts for anything.
I feel like from a character perspective, when Jonesy would learn about that Isaac was brought in as a veterinarian and ended up stitching up 2 people, I think Jonesy would have been like, heck, as soon as I got in that place, I'd have run out of there screaming. So that seems like I don't know that I'd go so far as to say heroic from Jonesy's perspective, but it was definitely a noble thing to do to help people who just lied to you, so to speak.
Okay. So you would put to vote that Isaac should get an extra point of XP for that.
Isaac sticking through that whole situation and coming out the better for it, yes. Because I feel like my choices would have been different. As soon as Stu tells me I got 2 dogs sick in the other room, I'd be like, I can't hear them whining, dude. Sick dog whine. I don't know what you're talking about. You're scaring the shit out. I walk in and there's 2 guys bound together. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Also, I do want to apologize for not describing that properly. They were not supposed to be bound together. They were bandaged up and laying down in separate beds.
Yeah, and I did get that, but still, I just feel like, again, from the character perspective, Jonesy would not have handled that with any form of grace, and I feel like Isaac just took it blow by blow and let it happen.
Yeah, Isaac's like, I'm surrounded, and don't really think I can make it out. If I try to go for my gun, there's 2 of them. Plus they've been nice so far, so let's see how this rolls out. Nervous scratch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would give Crawford a vote, but him reaching for that statue was more of a kind of stupid kind of risk.
Staring it in the eyes.
Didn't you say you grabbed it by the eyes or something earlier? Like
poked it.
Poked it,
yeah, he was going to poke it right after putting his face right up to it.
Going Three Stooges style.
I don't know. I don't think I would give Crawford that.
No.
That's
If anything, he was just more terrified of
Yeah.
what the results were.
And like for me, from the character perspective, Jonesy would have cheered him on. Dude, yeah, just touch the thing. That's how it works. Right.
as well in Randy with describing Isaac's thought process there. I don't believe I would go for the heroism XP here, as it seemed more him being a victim of circumstance than him doing what's right because it's right.
That's fair. Okay.
It was heroic of me to put you up for it, though. So,
Joe, stop.
Thanks, Joe.
I'll give it to Zeb just to piss you off.
that's pretty heroic of you, Eli. You should get a point too.
All right.
All right, now to the ass kissing point.
That does actually bring us over to my personal bonus XP points. So, best scene. Who had the best roleplay scene? Who got the most out of their actions? Who got the closest to achieving their goals? What would you all say here? Remember, you can put yourself up. These are votes for a single point to be doled out.
I would say that Randy had the best role play scenario because he just went with it and made all of the right decisions somehow, and everything. I don't know if it pushed him towards any goals, but by circumstance, it did lead us to the person that was trying to find us in the first place.
I would say the same thing, and I would reword the second half to be, and he discovered a goal we didn't know we had. Right. So, like, we learned about people who might be on our side if we scratch their backs enough.
Which may seem like possible, like lycanthropes, as we discussed before, and also they may be leading us to information about Mr. Cruz. So hopefully that leads to something. At least we might have some allies in this, so that'd be helpful.
I agree with your votes. I do think that Randy here should get an extra XP point for conducting himself the way he did. And I'm going to say that this extends between scenes, the holding cell and the home surgery center.
Is this going to turn into, have you guys seen, I don't remember which Paranormal Activity it is, but there's one, and it's at towards the end there's like a bunch of gangsters and like they're shooting like witches and stuff that like yeah. It's
I haven't
insane.
seen it, but now I want to see that one.
They're like blasting them with shotguns and stuff. It's the craziest thing.
Like, I've seen Gangs of the Dead, but what is this we're talking about?
It's a Paranormal Activity movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Gat.
It's the marked ones.
Oh, that one's streaming now. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah,
I think it's on Amazon Prime.
the end of it throws you for you're like, whoa.
I'm too
Dude,
busy
that
watching
sounds
the
awesome.
Fallout series right now on Amazon, but I'll put that on my list.
Next point is going to be funniest scene or funniest joke. Who had the best bit of comedy in this whole thing?
I would put Randy up for it again. Just his conversations with this character just are, yeah.
I'm gonna agree with Eli when he said earlier that I was gonna get it. So
I'm gonna have to
when
agree
I
with
said
Joe.
you don't
with the
invade
fact
the
that
space of a man in a cowboy hat.
I'm gonna have to go with Joe getting it too because it's Joe and he deserves an extra point. Because he said the dry your pants line last, he gets the point.
You know, that's a good point too. I did that
There-
whole crystal
there-
hope your pants
Yeah,
stay dry.
the callback was
Yeah.
was fun. Okay, so that's 2 for Joe. We'll go ahead and pass it over to Joe.
Though I do
Or,
agree with you, Zeb, but it's fun that it goes to Joe. I wanted to go to Joe. Appreciate
I
it,
actually
man.
I didn't realize the comment was going to be as witty as it was until I was done saying it. And then Eli's like, that's a good one.
Very
I
true.
liked it. I thought it was great. It's
Yeah. Because it seems like a pretty good life lesson, or at least a good rule of thumb. Do not invade the personal space of anyone wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah, it's one of those isms in life.
Yeah.
Don't burn a bridge before you cross it, like Randy said. Don't get in a cowboy's personal space.
Yeah.
Don't count your chickens before they're in an omelet.
If you're gonna square dance with them, you gotta ask first.
Don't sew up the dogs before you find out they're human. Wait, what?
That's where the square dancing advice comes in.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. If somebody's square dancing around you in circles, you've done something wrong.
They're not doing the square right, that's for sure.
That's it.
Something has gone horribly wrong. So for the final bit of bonus XP, just because I think you deserve it. Who do we feel here just deserves an extra piece of XP? Just because.
Deb.
I was going to say, I particularly liked the way Crawford played tonight, and it was a shame that Isaac got some really good spots in there because I thought Crawford was really coming into his own this evening. So, yeah, definitely.
Crawford did very well.
Yeah.
Isaac's full of crazy. It'll continue. So I'm not worried about that at all.
I was going to say, when you said earlier, Eli, about how Jonesy now actually believes more about the supernatural because of Crawford. Part of that was the way Zeb played that off, the role playing, the look on his face. He's like, "You don't want to go in there, man." I felt that
and
worked
as soon as
really
Isaac
well.
got back to the motel, I want to vote for Zeb here as well because of this. Just have you ever seen the supernatural as a scientist? Like really, like something you could not explain. Like. I like the idea of this character starting to have a mental break as he tries to come to terms with the fact of what he saw.
And I also thought it was a clever thing, whether it was on purpose or not, but that Crawford only asked Isaac about the supernatural. Because obviously Jonesy's going to say, well, yeah, man, we're living in it. Right?
Jonesy's like, I ride that wave all the time, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, that's not the guy you're going to ask, have you ever seen anything supernatural? Like, really?
You mean like when I woke up this morning?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get a real answer out of you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's there's a oh gosh, what? Yeah, so if you want to like see what this other world was supposed to look like in on YouTube, you can find a video by a person named Evan Royalty. It's called SCP Ghost Town. In that video, there's a man who does get transported into another dimension. The aesthetics are very similar to what I tried to describe here tonight. Off recording, I can send you guys the link and the actual timestamp. But for anybody listening at home, I definitely recommend that you just watch the video. It's just cool. A lot of that creator's SCP stuff is just really good.
See, I thought you were going to say Steamboat Willie. No,
Black
and white.
Dude, if it looked like Steamboat Willie, that's a Mickey Mouse's first cartoon. Gosh.
I would have had a mental breakdown right then and there if that's what I saw.
You would have heard some weird Calliope music.
Look at your hands. There's some gloves on you for some reason.
Am I wearing shirt with no pants, or am I wearing pants with no shirt? What is this reality?
Nice.
Why do some of us wear pants? Why do some of us not?
Is where we can go ahead and draw things to a close here, as that is the final of the bonus experience. Does anybody have any closing thoughts?
No.
All right.
Great job.
We are all out of thoughts for the evening.
In that case, Joe can go ahead and start our outro.
Yeah.
Hit it.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
Hey, everybody. What's a werewolf's favorite car accessory? A full moonroof.
I hope his pants stay dry.
Hope your pants stay dry.